In this demonstration, I'll explain and show how to use the graphics layer in the RealNext presentation app. For this example, I'll show how anyone can enhance a leasing brochure. First, I'll add a customizable report page to my presentation. Next, I'll add a photo of the property. In this photo, you can see the property, but there's no indication of where the spaces I'm leasing are located. It would be nice if I could add some notations that show prospective clients where the available spaces are in the property. I'll do that with the new graphics layer in the RealNext presentation app. It's important to understand how the graphics layer works. The easiest way to explain the function is to think of the page as two layers. On the bottom layer, you have an editable page where you can change the photo, bullet points, and general information. On top of that, we have added a graphics layer where you can add callouts such as rectangles, arrows, and formatted text. When you put these two layers together, you change a page with information into a page that highlights specific areas. Now I'll show you how easy it is to add information to a page. First, you need to tell the page you want to work on the graphics layer. You do that by clicking the button that says Draw on Page. From the graphics toolbar, you click on what you want to add. Let's start by outlining the spaces. To do that, I'll add a simple black line. I'll click the Line tool, change the rotation, and move it to the correct location, then resize it. I have two other spaces that are the same length, so to make it easier on myself, I'll clone this line and move the copy to the next space. I'll clone the line again and move it to the fourth space and adjust the length and then clone that new line 2 more times. Now I have all my spaces marked off. Next, I'll add a rectangle to highlight where my available spaces are located. I'll set the fill color to navy by typing in the name of the color I want to use. Next, I'll change the opacity so you can see through it. Now I'll add my tenants using the text box. I click the T and rotate my text box 270 degrees, which I can do by either using the rotate handle or by just typing in the degrees. As you use this tool, you'll start remembering 90 degrees is horizontal and 270 degrees is vertical. Those are the most common settings, and it's much easier to type in the degrees than using your mouse. I'll set the text box properties to no line, no fill, font size 12, text color black, and set the text to postal annex. I move it to the correct location and resize it. I have 2 other spaces, so I'll clone this, then change the text and move those to the correct location. And now I have all my tenants entered. Next, I want to highlight the number of cars per day, so I'll add a graphic that stands out. I'll change the border to red, the fill to yellow, and I'll add a text box inside the graphic so I can document how many cars per day travel this intersection. Lastly, I want to give a little information about my 2 available spaces. So I'll draw a line, make it red, set the line width, and change the end of the line to show an arrow. I'll put one end of the line near the suite number and the other end off the building. I'll clone the line and add a second one for the other space. Next, I'll add a text box to give some information about the space. I'll add a line and set the color to gray. I'll set the line width to the minimum size. I'll turn on fill and set it to white. Font size is 10, text color is black, and I'll move it to the correct location. Now I'll clone it and update the second one to show the correct size. Now I'm thinking, I like this, but why not also add the rent? I click on the text box, and in the text area I press the Enter key to create a new line. Then put in the rent. I do the same thing on the other space. Now I've just changed a boring photo to an informative snapshot of my spaces. Here's another example of how I took the available spaces report and changed it using the new graphics capability into a much more detailed page. I outlined the tenants, the spaces I'm leasing, and let my clients know they can click to get a package or set up a tour. On this property summary page, I highlighted where the available spaces are and the sizes. I also added a yellow highlight around the section that shows the spaces, as well as some red underlines in my text. Here on a cover page, I added some graphics to highlight things I felt were important.